How to uncover your Eurelian Destiny. What the heck is Eurelian Destiny? If you haven't heard of this. Strategically, it's all about micro-niching. We've got an exercise for you to help you create your dream, your vision, your mission statement, your purpose, your story. We want to get into this whole Eurelian Destiny. Laying the foundations of your story, where there's these defining moments in your life that shape your character, shape who you are today. So what are these 4 questions we want to get into? Let's write this down. Do this exercise right now. Number 1, tell us a bit about your family. Tell us a bit some of the key influences that really impacted your life. You know, for me, I look back at my family influences. My mother came from a business-oriented family. So, but at the same time, she was like this spiritual seeker and kind of shunned a lot of the business side of things. So we grew up in this family about, spiritual stuff, about helping humanity as opposed to making money. My dad, came from a very poor family, but he was very hardworking. And so, all these influences, when I look at my journey, that's why I ended up being an entrepreneur, a social entrepreneur, a mission-driven entrepreneur. That's why it's part of my makeup, my DNA. My mother's a musician, and she learned piano. She taught me piano. And I learned it for 20, 30 years under different tutors and teachers and so on. And that now is part of my makeup. The music in my life through the production work and my ability to communicate came through a lot of the music training, you could argue. How to use your voice, the most incredible music instrument in the world, right? That is some of the things that you got to think about, where you got your gifts and your talents from. So take a moment, pause the video now, and do this exercise. Write as long as you need to, but really draw a few paragraphs to figure out what are the key influences that helped you achieve your amazing gifts and talents, okay? Take a moment, pause the video, and do this exercise now. In the workbook, we've got the workbook you can download, and you can fill it out, just typing it up, or you can handwrite, whatever you prefer. Do it now. See you soon. Okay. We're back, all right? So now the next exercise to help you uncover your Eurelian Destiny. Number 2, what do strangers say you're good at? What are your innate strengths that are just oozing out that everyone can immediately kind of tell? So when people see me presenting, they say, hey, you're a pretty good presenter. How did you, this is not your first language, right? I don't know, but I grew up in Australia and I learned the art of presenting over time. So what strangers say you're good at give you some indication, of some of the natural gifts, your competitive advantage, you could say, you have. We're kind of blind to it sometimes, but don't neglect, what these people have been saying throughout your life. So take a moment, pause the video, and do this exercise. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. The 3rd exercise for uncovering your Eurelian Destiny, all these intersecting Euler Venn diagrams. What are the key areas and industries you've gained experience for the last 10, 15 years or 5 or 10 years? Skills and experience really do count for a lot. Don't discount them. Don't just start a new business and forget about your experience over the last 5 or 10 years or 15 years. Take a moment now, write down all the skills and experience you've developed, right? I learned a lot of skills as a consultant, and that helped me get into my startup, right? How to present, how to raise capital. I utilized a lot of those skill sets to when I got into media. I felt like, how do I get into television? I'm not trained in media at all. But with my music training and my presentation training as a strategy consultant helped a lot. So pause the video now and do these exercises, and you'll get some amazing insight. They're very similar in some ways, but do these exercises. We'll be right back. Okay, final question, uncover your Eurelian Destiny. What do you love to chat about over the weekend? Friday, Saturday evening, this is an indication of your passions and your interests. Very simple, write it down. I've always loved, talking about business or, personal development or spiritual things or whatever. So I've come up with a program that covers all these things, right? Please pause the video now and do this simple exercise in your workbook or in your own book. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. And then finally, actually, there's one more question that I left out. There's kind of 4 diagrams, but this is the 5th question that Tai Lopez, in fact, I heard about the Eurelian Destiny through Tai Lopez. He adds this extra 5th question. What were some of your passions, hobbies at age 14 to 16? Why? This is what made you alive at that age, where apparently, according to Tai Lopez, one of the most phenomenal social media marketing gurus at the moment, billions of views and stuff. So prolific, amazing guy. He talks about how when you're at that 14 to 16 age group, your IQ is near its peak. You're not going to get any much more intelligent than that. So you have a pretty good idea of, what you love doing, and that should be an area that you should not neglect. So when I was 14 to 16, I loved coaching. I was always a table tennis captain or chess captain or whatever. And I loved also music. I also loved, playing chess, nerdy. I was into really strategy work as well, right? I was performing as a pianist as well. So all these things, come to think of it, can give you some insight into what sort of areas you should be focusing on in your business. Pause the video now and do the simple exercise. What made you come alive when you were 14 to 16? What are your favorite passions back then? Take a minute and we'll be right back. And that's it. That's all for this video. Uncover your Eurelian Destiny. We'll be right back with the next video. And that's it for me, guys. Hope you found this video interesting. Really appreciate you guys watching, so thanks again, folks. Smash that like button and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. Cheers.